It's Monday morning today and start of a new week, following off of a nice rest day yesterday. This morning it's probably one of the hardest sessions of the week, and it's MMA wrestling, coached by Leon Rocky Edwards, UFC champ. It's one of my favourite sessions of the week, to be honest. A lot of the guys, we like to start the week hard on a Monday morning, and a lot of the guys here, they love this session. And you know, I think Renegade and the team are so well known for its cage craft, cage wrestling, and its MMA wrestling, its anti-wrestling. And a lot of that is down to Leon, you know, without giving him a big head. But he's really brought all of our levels on in this gym. I've been training MMA for 11, 12 years now, and I came into the sport with zero wrestling. I obviously had a striking background, so wrestling was completely new to me. When I started, as I say, 12 years ago, and like, I loved it. I fell in love with it straight away. So I've trained wrestling for 12 years, and I'm always been naturally competitive and athletic and sporty, so I took to it quite well. And my wrestling defense was always okay. I had to learn to be good defensively wrestling very early on, because guys always wanted to take me down. So I hit a certain level of wrestling over the first kind of 8 to 10 years. But when I came to Renegade and started wrestling under Leon and under marching, doing the Greco-Roman wrestling, and also working with Camby in Birmingham, like, my wrestling leveled up again now.
I think the proof is in the pudding, you know, as far as Tim's development. I think his understanding of mixed martial arts now is outstanding. You know, when it first came to Renegade, it was more a striker, but I think now his mixed martial arts game has improved so much over the last how many years he's been here, that I'm looking for, he's got a bright future ahead of him, you know. His unorthodox style that he's got, the in and out, the angles, it's like a touch karate kind of style. I think for wrestlers, it's one of the worst styles to deal with, you know, because the wrestlers, they need straight lines to shoot, to enter. They need to stand still to enter. So I think for Tim, his skill set is, I feel is definitely beneficial for grappling. I think we've got a great system here at Renegade for the anti-wrestling, and also the understanding of mixed martial arts grappling that I feel Tim now is getting the benefits of. So I think it's showing when I'm cornering him, when I'm shouting out instructions, he knows exactly what to go to and what to do, you know. I'd love to see him fight for the world title, you know. Next year will be great. He's in a great fight streak at the moment. So hopefully, God's willing, next year fight for the world title, you know. I think having Tim at Renegade is great, you know. He's a solid training partner to have in the gym. He's very disciplined, he works hard, he's very focused. So to have someone like that around you constantly, that you can all improve together, I think it's beneficial, you know. I'm happy that he came over to Renegade. I wish he came earlier, but like I said, he's here now, he's doing great, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, you know.
As I said earlier, a lot of that is down to Leon, but for sure now, I mean, I'm fighting the top 10 in the world in Bellator. I'm right on the cusp, 2, 3, 4 more fights, and I'm going to be fighting for a world title myself. So the level that I'm fighting at is of the highest level, and guys can't take me down, guys can't keep me down, and you know, a lot of that is down to the coaching here at Renegade. So I've known a lot of the guys from Team Renegade for years. It used to be the old UTC in Birmingham. I knew Leon, I knew Yannick. A lot of the older fighters that don't fight now, I've known them for years, and we kind of cross-trained a little bit. So my previous gym was UTC in Cannock, and it was like a smaller version of the big UTC in Birmingham. So I already knew the guys.
I watched him. You wouldn't think that he had that back problem, you know what I mean? Because he looked pretty much back to his normal self. When I watched the fight, I think Tim's awkwardness, it doesn't be too much for him. You know, Tim being Tim, he got good cardio, he's awkward, good takedown defense, and he's a smart fighter. So I do think, from not being biased or nothing, but I just think Tim going out there being Tim, being awkward, it's gonna be a lot for this guy to handle, and that's my honest opinion, you know. You know, obviously since joining a few years ago, he fit into the team well. He's a good teammate. He comes in, he helps out even when he's not in camp. he travels and supports his teammates, and yeah, he's a good teammate all around. He's a solid guy in it. You know what I mean? So he's a great addition to the team.
You know, I hit a certain level of fighting and being pro, and a lot of the guys used to say to me, "Oh, you should come and train with us, Tim. You should come join us." And I was always, you know, I stayed loyal to my previous coach and previous team, and just kind of hung on there, and essentially outgrew the gym and needed to expand my knowledge and expand my teammates and level of training partners. And in 2020, I decided to make the full-time move to Team Renegade. COVID hit, so that was strange. You know, I think I've been here nearly 4 years now, but actually training-wise, probably only 2.5 as such, because, you know, with COVID, injuries and whatnot. But yeah, I've done nothing but level up since coming to this team. Sometimes I think, part of me wishes, maybe I wish I'd have made the switch a little earlier. But essentially, it's all happened. Everything's happened right, and it's everything that has happened in my journey so far in MMA has took me to the level that I'm at now. So maybe if I'd have come earlier, it might not have worked out. So 4 years now going on at Team Renegade, and just getting better and better every single fight, as you see by all of my performances. So yeah, I'm a true believer in wrestling. Well, wrestling starts on the feet, obviously, but MMA starts on the feet at distance, opposite ends of the cage. Now, for a wrestler to make his wrestling work, he has to get a hold of me. And I believe that my anti-wrestling starts with my footwork from karate, and I think the karate background has helped that massively. If you're a ploddy Thai boxer that stands square onto a wrestler, feet planted, you're there to be taken down. What's easier to take down? Somebody who's standing still or somebody who's in and out, moving at angles? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? The guy that's standing still. So if you fight me, you're very rarely going to find me standing still. Yeah, I believe that my karate background has helped massively in my wrestling, anti-grappling, wrestling defense, and even offense. People see that in my fights, and yeah, that's where wrestling starts. You've got to get a hold of me first.